93% of studies on student testing, including the use of large-scale and high-stakes standardized tests, found a positive effect on student achievement, according to a peer-reviewed 100-year analysis of testing research completed in 2011 by testing scholar Richard P. Phelps. According to the Glossary of Education Reform, a standardized test is any form of test that, number one, requires all test takers to answer the same questions or a selection of questions from a common bank of questions in the same way, and that, number two, is scored in a standard or consistent manner which makes it possible to compare the relative performance of individual students or groups of students. The debate on whether or not the use of standardized tests is improving education in America is a hot topic among the educational world. Today, I will be supporting the continued use of standardized tests because standardized tests are a reliable and objective measure of student achievement. They provide information that can be used to make judgments about a specific teacher or a specific school's efficiency. And finally, test scores can assist higher education institutions or potential employers by providing them with useful academic information about possible students or employees. Now that I have told you what we are going to be discussing today, let us move into my first reason supporting standardized tests in America. Standardized tests are a reliable and objective measure of student achievement. Without standardized tests, policymakers would have to rely on tests scored by individual schools and teachers who have a vested interest in making their students' test scores, as favorable as possible. It would be very easy for a teacher to dumb down the course material or forge higher grades in order for students to seem like they're learning the material, ultimately making the teachers look good and making the students worse off academically. The use of standardized tests almost entirely eliminates teacher forgery, and also it grants us the ability to easily compare students from across the nation, in turn providing us with valuable information such as nationwide average test scores. In addition, Richard Phelps, a PhD and economist, in his article Estimating the Cost and Benefits of Educational Testing Programs, said that test results can pinpoint a student's academic strengths and weaknesses, areas that need work, and areas where help is needed. Now that I've told you my first reason supporting the use of standardized tests, let me now move into to explain my second reason. Standardized tests provide information that can be used to make judgments about a specific teacher or a specific school's efficiency. With this information, management and administrators can make appropriate changes, leading to more favorable student test results and more successful students. This information regarding teachers and schools could also assist families in deciding where they want to send their children to school in order for them to receive the best possible education. Now that we have discussed my first two reasons supporting the use of standardized tests in America, let us move into my third and final reason. Standardized test scores can assist higher education institutions or potential employers by providing them with useful academic information about possible students or employees. In Dr. Phelps' article, he also mentioned that colleges use measures of predictive validity, which is a correlation coefficient of entrance test scores with college achievement, to justify requiring applicants to submit scores from college admissions tests, such as the ACT and the SAT. I am an accounting major, and one of the most important rules in accounting is that an accountant or an auditor must disclose any piece of financial information that could potentially influence an investor's opinion about the company. This principle of accounting can also be carried over into the standardized test debate as well. Test scores are very useful very useful and important information for a college that a student is applying to be admitted into, or for an employer that a student is interviewing to work for. So it is only fair that to have this valuable information readily available to the college or the employer. In conclusion, today I have explained why I believe standardized tests should continue to be a big part of the American education system. Michelle Ray, founder and CEO of Students First, said, and I quote, "But really, how can you diagnose learning problems, move kids to the next level, or hold teachers accountable if you don't measure student progress in an objective, standardized way? Advocating for standardized tests doesn't mean killing creativity in classrooms or supporting a one-size-fits-all approach to instruction. The tests are simply a measurement tool." The outcome of this decade-long debate will affect the education of our children in the future. It will affect what they study, it will affect what they learn, and it will affect what they perceive as important information overall. The students and teachers of today and tomorrow, and the American education system in general, will benefit from the continued use of standardized tests. Thank you, guys.